prepared more material, equally sad. That's why we're still standing up here.
I'd like to just note that we did tell Tegan if she could get through the con, we would let her have a whiskey. So she's going.
It's a hot toddy.
Same diff. We don't generally allow ourselves to enjoy alcoholic beverages on stage. Circus is something to live for after the show. But this is so. Everybody has like a reoccurring anxiety dream / nightmare. Like a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of you have the one where you're back in your high school and you realize you haven't been going to any of your classes. And then there's like the one where you like go to your locker and you can't remember for the life of you what your locker combination is. So one of my reoccurring anxiety dreams involves this exact show. And I didn't actually, it's never been exactly like this, but it's pretty much...
It's always like a festival and you're about to go on stage and there's nobody there.
Yeah, or they just start streaming out for some reason, or you start playing the show and you don't know the lyrics. And in the dream, it's such a distinct feeling of panic because you know you should know the lyrics, but you don't, and no matter how hard you try to sing them, they just don't come out. That's tonight for me when I'm singing Tegan. I feel tremendous anxiety. I thought the show was going to be really hard for Tegan, and now I realize that it's some kind of karmic test for me. But so the next part of the show,
huge round of applause for Sara. She's really proud. Before we came on stage, I'd give her my part of profit from tonight's show.
It was roughly in 6th grade when I had my first run-in with being average, and it was in Mr. Rashad's social studies part of the day, and he had us draw on a map of Canada. It was like one of those comprehensive lists, like find all of these lakes and find all of these rivers, and I made a mistake with some of the islands in northern Canada and connected them to the Northwest Territories, and unfortunately they were not part of the Northwest Territories, and so I only received a 70% on the project, and I went home to my mom and I was devastated. And I was so sad that when I got to school the next day, I still cried in class because I had never,
my God,
I had never got anything bad. I had never got any like bad marks. Like up until that point, I'd really sort of been like pretty like, you know, gifted. And yeah, she's gifted-ish.
It bounced from gifted to average in one test.
It was shocking. It's like I can still to this day remember the panic of sitting with my mom, who is at that time going back to university. She was a single parent, and she was like doing her own goddamn important schoolwork. But I was like, I did it wrong, and so she had me do up a legend where. I made like boxes where like stripes meant that they belonged to certain provinces. It was like so comprehensive, and basically I like tried to like fake that I meant to do it on purpose, and I was just in hysterics. And my mom was like, "Just try this," and I was like, "It'll never work. Mr. Rashad's gonna know," and he did. And from that point forward, I decided to just be average. I decided I was gonna just get by doing whatever came to me naturally. So like bullshitting, writing essays, I could string sentences together. I was like, this is no big deal. But biology, I was like, that's just not good. I can't study, so I'm not gonna do well in this. And I just sort of set my expectations based on that. And
what an inspiring story.
Yeah. And music,
for all the young people in the audience.
Music is kind of one of those things that I kind of could do without really trying that hard. And so I guess the moral of this story is that
this is average.
Is the average approach works, and ultimately it leads you to your right path, you know? Like, even if you're really excellent at something, maybe it's for the best not to work so hard. And I'm kidding. the tie-in that I was going to make is that the thing that I have worked excruciatingly hard at, have put my mind to beyond just music and making this whole thing work, to sort of like an unhealthy and psychotic degree is love. So this next song is about that. You'll leave me in the morning. My heart, you cut it out, you never liked it. Why do you take me down this road? You don't wanna walk with me. Why do you hesitate going alone when you could just talk to me? Now I'm all messed up, sick inside, wondering where you're leaving your makeup. Now I'm all messed up, sick inside, wondering whose life you're making worthwhile. Go if you want. You. Go if you want, I can't stop you. Said you come back to me always even more. You said you never really loved her anyway. Why do I take this lonely road? Nobody here to walk with me. Though I'm not fresh all over again, why would you just comfort me? Now I'm all messed up, sick inside, wondering where you're leaving your makeup. Now I'm all messed up, sick inside, wondering whose life you're making worthwhile. Go if you want, I can't stop you. 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 Now I'm all messed up, sick inside, wondering where you're leaving your makeup. Now I'm all messed up, sick inside, wondering whose life you're making worthwhile. Go if you want, I can't stop you. Go if you want, I can't stop you. Go if you want, I can't stop you. Go if you want.